Alright, so we still dealing with the moon in Scorpio at the moment. Of course, we about to basically start prepping and, of course, getting ready for the moon entering Sagittarius tomorrow. So we're going to be basically going through deep transformations with our feelings, our emotions, how we feel on the inside about ourselves, people, places, and things for these few days. Now, tomorrow, the grass is going to be green on the other side. Yes or no? That's up to you. And of course, you didn't go to a deep transformation that you needed inside of you to pretty much release what no longer serves you. And of course, for you to basically be light and for the grass to be green on the other side, you got to be light as a feather. You got to be naked, which means you got to basically have no regrets, no guilt, no worrying, none of that. Everything, all that stuff got to be cleared out. And for you to be able to actually see the grass greener on the other side when it comes to the moon being in Sagittarius. Now, it's going to be a square moon within the next few days, which is tomorrow, and when the degrees start to match up. Now, the square moon is basically going to be a learning aspect, which means it's going to be a first quarter square moon. The squares is representations of learning and changing. So that means you have to learn how to look at the bigger picture and take actions and make that perfect. Work with that. And of course, it's going to be a task, and it's going to be in everybody's natal alignment. Everybody's going to basically be going through some form of clash, some form of worry, and some form of emotional, stress when it comes to the sun square moons and when it comes to the first quarter moons. Now, when it comes to the first quarter moons, this is kind of like, an aspect of the seed you need to learn about when it comes to taking the next step and the next move, and learn how to generate these seeds, aka learn how to switch something up or learn how to do something better. So before we get to the next full moon. And the full moon in Pisces after this season, that's it. It's a wrap after that. And once we get into Libra season, for me, you better start, getting yourself prepared and situated. Because once you get in Pisces season, that's the bed that you're going to basically be laying in when it comes to these transits and, of course, these alignments and, of course, how things correlate and how you correlate your life. So, life ain't no joke. So if you out here wasting your time and BSing, the stars and the planets is going to see that. And, of course, they're going to basically keep giving you what you're asking for, aka you're asking for it, but you're not putting in the work, you're not putting in the time, you're not putting in the energy. And if you're not putting in the energy and you're complaining and crying, and of course getting lost up into concepts and of course beliefs, systems, and viewpoints of course how things is basically being projected to you, then of course your image is going to be dry. You ain't going to basically be working with nothing. You ain't going to be on your 1-2. So you got to get on your 1-2 and you got to get situated. And of course, if you ain't getting situated, then of course you're going to get situated in something, a circumstance that no longer want to basically serve you. And when you're in that situation, you're pretty much on your way to hell, or you're in hell, mentally, physically, and of course emotionally. So you need to basically get off your 1-2 and of course take care of responsibilities, because we're in Virgo season, baby. This ain't no time to be playing around. We got a grand air trine in the sky, and of course we got the grand earth trine in the sky. It's time to get your butt up and handle some business for real, and that's for real. Now, the house that you have Sagittarius in is going to be the house in the constellation that you need to utilize, aka use, to expand and then, of course, look at the bigger picture and make sure that grass is green on the other side. So this is going to be a learning aspect for everybody. Everybody going to have opportunities, trines, learning aspects, and, of course, oppositions. But, of course, it's all about how you pretty much correlate and, of course, corresponds with this. Now, you're going to be getting opposed by a person, place, or thing when it comes to your Mars being in Gemini, because it's going to be opposition with the moon opposing Mars tomorrow. So we're going to basically do this quick rundown, and we're going to basically get into the tarot card reading and break that down and see how that's looking for everybody. Now, when it comes to your first house of the Sagittarius ascendant, now, you need to pretty much, you're going to have the gift, aka the conjunction and the gift to personally expand and look at the bigger picture when it comes to your personal life, your personal interests, and of course what you personally got going on, aka personally expanding yourself. So you need to personally expand yourself, and you need to watch out, because you're going to get opposed by your relationships, or you're going to either be the one that's opposing people, places, and things when it comes to your relationships of the 7th house in Gemini. Now, if you got this in your 2nd house, you need to pretty much take your time and look at the bigger picture when it comes to what you value. Are you valuing something that's real, that's sensible and tangible? Now, you're going to basically go through that learning aspect tomorrow. Now, what you basically need to basically watch out for is going to be secret enemies, or it could be secret ideas or secret individuals that's pretty much, opposing you when it comes to your 8th house. Now, if you got to see your 3rd house, it's already opposition by default. So you're basically a Libra ascendant. Now, what you basically need, you're going to be going through some obstacles. Well, you're going to be going through a 180 tomorrow, aka opposition. The opposition is going to basically be pulling up on you tomorrow when it comes to your 3rd house. Either you could be the opposition, or you're going to be manifesting oppositions in your environment and your surroundings. And also, you need to look at the bigger picture when it comes to expanding your environment or your surroundings. Now, watch out. you're going to get opposed by someone or something in your 9th house. AKA, they're going to either try to impose their belief systems on you or how you conduct yourself. Either you could be a Gemini, someone or something. That's how we come. Now, if you got this in your 4th house, you need to look at the bigger picture when it comes to your home, your family. And, of course, you're going to go to the extremes here because, Sagittarius exalts the 4th house constellation. So you're going to go to the extremes or maybe manifesting extreme energies from your home and your family on an optimistic level. Now, watch out. Either someone or something, aka in your 10th house, your status or your career, your goals, is going to basically be talked about in a good way or a bad way from a person, place, or thing in your 10th house. You got this in your 5th house. You need to pretty much look at the bigger picture and expand your creativity, your talents, your expressions, your gifts, and how you express yourself and carry yourself when it comes to your hobbies and your interests. Now, watch out. You're going to get opposed by someone or something, aka in your 11th house. A friend or associations or someone in the unknown is going to basically be opposing you tomorrow. So now, when it comes to this house and location of your 6th house, this is going to basically be a circumstance situation, a learning aspect for you, because this house and constellation already kind of like being here. But of course, I got to basically do what I got to do. Now, if you got Sagittarius in your 6th house, what you basically need to be learning how to react and respond to is looking at the bigger picture when it comes to your work scheduling, your systems of your routines, and switching these things up, coming up with a new way of corresponding with these things. Feel me? Either is this routine working for you, is this job working for you, is this health inquiry working for you? That's what you basically need to be looking towards tomorrow. Also, watch out. You're gonna basically be getting opposed by someone or something that's gonna play the representations in your dreams. Feel me? So be aware of that. Now, you need to also, if you got this in your 7th house, you're gonna be a Gemini, someone in the Senate. You're gonna be a Gemini Senate. Now, when it comes to this house right here, when it comes to your relationships, you need to expand your relationships and look at the bigger picture when it comes to your personal relationships. Feel me? Is these relationships that you are relating with or who you're relating with, is this kind of like helping you or keeping you strict or keeping you stagnated? Is somebody trying to like bring you down? If that, you need to expand away from the relationships that you have with people and look at the bigger picture. Of course, looking at the other side to make it green so you can have better relationships with people. Now, you could be the opposition, aka the opposer. Either someone that you personally had to interfere with, either the personal people, places, or things in your life, or you can be the one that's being opposed. Now, if you got to see your 8th house, you need to look at the bigger picture when it comes to your sexual desires, your urges, your passions, your motives, and of course, your intent. You need to come up with a bigger way of looking at these things and expanding these things, and watch how you're going to get opposed by someone or something in your 2nd house. Now, if you got this in your 10th house, I'm lying. If you got this in your 9th house, you're going to have all the power and control to pretty much look at the bigger picture when it comes to your experiences, your wisdom, your knowledge, your education, and your learning aspects. Now, be aware, you're going to basically be getting opposed by someone or something that's in your environment. Now, if you got this in your 10th house, you need to look at the bigger picture when it comes to your goals, what you're chasing, your ambitions, your passions, and your motives. Also, Sagittarius falls in this house, so you're going to go through some ups and downs, some loopy-loops. Now, watch how you're going to get opposed by someone that's going to be your home, that's gonna be your home. Could be a family member or someone that you kind of like call fam or friends and shit. Now, if you got this in your 11th house, you need to look at the bigger picture when it comes to your associations. Are you expanding with the right associations, the right friends, the right groups, the right acquaintances? You will learn that tomorrow. Now, what you basically need to do is separate. If you ain't, now look out. You're gonna be getting opposed by someone or something that's dealing with your hobbies, that's dealing with your expressions, that's dealing with your creativity, your talent. Or someone or something that won't praise. If you got this in your 12th house, what you basically need to be doing is learning how to look at the bigger picture, aka you need to be learning how to look at the bigger picture when it comes to expanding your dreams, imagination, and fantasies. And watch out, you're going to get opposed by someone in your 6th house.